Hello Buccaneers, today we're going to unbox the Eat2Explore Little Explorer Starter Kit. If this sounds interesting to you, you can purchase it at the link in the description. And now, we're going to see what's inside.
And the first thing is a shopping bag that has the Eat2Explore logo in the front.
And it's reusable, and inside, it's pretty high quality because, as you can see, it's insulated. So you can keep cold stuff here.
Wow.
Next is an apron, right? Okay,
Yeah.
This is an apron for cooking. It's about the size for kids. Oh, there's a pocket in the front. There's actually two pockets. With this apron, you can put all the pins that you get from each of the Eat2Explore boxes and pin it here. So, for example, this is the Spain flag because the last time we did Eat2Explore, we tried Spanish food.
It was yummy.
And it was yummy, especially the paella. So you can watch that video by clicking up here. Okay, there's two more things. First is an Eat2Explore Brazil box, which means that inside there's 3 recipe cards for us to make Brazilian food. And there's also one more country, France. And that is the Eat2Explore Starter Kit. Today we'll be cooking with the Brazil box. Brother's gonna open it up.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. What does it smell like?
It smells kind of like the paella.
The paella mix.
That's what it smelled like last
So,
time.
of course, there's an Eat2Explore passport, like there is in every box. Okay. And there's also, what's this? This is a sheet of fun facts about Brazil. So, the official name, I can't even pronounce it. Capital, Brasilia. National language is Portuguese. Popular dishes, feijoada, moqueca, empanado, and pastel de guajillo. I might have pronounced some of them wrong, so sorry. Okay. It's the largest country in South America and shares the borders with all South American countries except Chile and Ecuador. Oh, I didn't know that. Brazilian regional cuisine. Okay, so over here they show all their dishes that they're known for and where they came from in Brazil, like which regions and what the dishes are.
And on this sheet, there's multiple choice.
Okay, this is trivia. There's also science. So this is just an activity sheet. Okay?
And now for the main thing.
So there are 3 dishes that we'll be cooking. The first one is feijoada with rice and collard greens. So this is the national dish of Brazil. It's a peasant comfort stew with black beans and meat. Its name comes from the Portuguese word for beans. The dish was influenced by 2 early settlers in Brazil, Portuguese colonists and African slaves. The slaves would use unwanted remains of meat and cook it into a hearty stew with salted pig hocks and black beans. And then on the back, there's the steps to what we'll be doing. In this dish, most of the steps have 2 out of 3 chef hats, which indicate the difficulty. So if there was 1 out of 3, that would be for people like my brother. And then for 3 out of 3, that would be for a parent.
The next dish is
Shrimp moqueca with bell pepper, spinach, and rice. Moqueca is a dish that most represents Brazilian cuisine as an amalgam of native Indian, African, and Portuguese influences. So this is basically shrimp with coconut milk.
And the last one is...
Ooh, this one looks good. Pasties. Savory meat pastries with tomato and watermelon salad. Most countries have a version of a savory pastry, and in Brazil they call it pastel. Normally deep fried, our healthier version of the Brazilian pastel is baked using flaky puff pastry dough. Making pastéis, plural of pastel, is fun and easy. Wow, this one has a lot of 1 out of 3 difficulty. Actually, most of them are 1 out of 3, which means this one should be relatively easy for brother. Alright, so in this recipe, they don't say to use the mini pastillas mold, but clearly this is for this dish, right? So what we're gonna do is probably make our own dough that looks like a triangle over here, and the other half will be using this mold. So every box comes with a special cooking item. Last time for Spain, it was the garlic mincer, but I guess now it's this. And it's actually pretty neat.
And the last two things in the box, well, I took out.
Okay, one is a Brazil sticker.
And the last one is a pin to put on the apron.
With the Brazilian flag, and we'll be putting it on this apron. Oh, and something else I forgot to mention, that's one of the main things in this Eat2Explore is that they include the spices, and we'll be adding all these spices to our dishes later on. And now it's time to get cooking. We're going to be showing you all the ingredients that we need for the pork stew. Right now I'm dicing the onions.
This is supposed to be my job because it's pretty hard.
It's time to prep the shrimp moqueca with bell pepper, spinach, and rice. And finally, the ingredients that we need for the meat pastries and also the watermelon salad. I'm now done cutting the watermelon, so I think we're done with the prepping for now. Now we're starting to cook the pork stew, and my mom is helping with step number 2 because it involves a lot of raw meat and cooking and stuff like that. Now I'm going to add the feijoada spice to all the meats and the onion. There we go. And while the pork stew is simmering, we're going to work on the next dish, which is coconut shrimp.
I'm gonna make the coconut milk with the greased coconut powder and hot water.
So now we're going to saute the vegetables for the coconut shrimp. So we're going to be adding the onion, red pepper, and the sambando moqueca mix. The shrimp will only take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook. So, since this is a Dutch oven, it's able to contain all the heat, which means that all the vegetables, we'll just leave it there and start on the next dish, which is the one I'm looking forward to, the pastry. I'm adding it in. We're going to make mini pasties with the mini pasties mold. So we figured out how to make the perfect one, which looks like this. We did that one. Okay, so first we spread the dough out perfectly. And then you do just a tiny bit of water and only on the edges.
No, not spread, just dip.
And then brother's adding the meat.
1 scoop. And smash.
And now when we get up.
Perfect and enough. Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, our mom is finishing up the shrimp moqueca dish. And lastly, we're making the watermelon salad. So I'm pouring the watermelon pieces into the tomato and the balsamic vinegar and honey mix. All right, we have finally finished cooking. So this is our meal. We have the coconut shrimp over here. It reminds me of Thai food, actually, except that it doesn't have curry. It's more like a soupy texture. This is our stew, which is ribs with a garnish. It's like a garlicky garnish, and then the beans, of course. There's also bacon and onions in there, and then the collard greens. Here is our half of our giant pasty. So these were actually together. But since they were so big and we didn't know if we could finish them, we cut it in half. And then our watermelon salad and the rice to go with both the shrimp and this. And before we eat, I need to say bon appetit in Brazilian Portuguese. And I think the way you say it is desfrute de sua refeição. Something like that. Okay, time to eat. We're going to now give our final thoughts on all the dishes. So first is the feijoada with rice and collard greens. It was pretty good, I guess. In my opinion, if I got a nice and juicy fatty rib, I think I would like it more. The chorizo was also good. Oh, also the garlicky garnish on top was nice too. And the collard greens wasn't as bad as I thought, so it was actually not bad. It kind of tasted like kale. Let's see, I'll rate it around 7 out of 10, I think.
I like the sprinkle on the ribs. So I also like the collard greens, the nice texture. So I'll rate it a 6 out of 10.
All right, the next one is the shrimp moqueca. This one, all the vegetables went nice together, and then also the coconut. I was expecting more of a Thai Asian flavor because when I've eaten at Thai restaurants and they have something similar, but this actually doesn't taste Asian. So it's a very unique taste, and I like it because you still have the coconut, but it tastes different. This one I'm gonna rate 8 out of 10 because it was very unique.
I liked the flavor of the shrimp. It wasn't like regular shrimp. It had a bit of that coconut milk taste. So I'll rate it around 8 out of 10.
And finally, the pasties. First, I'm going to talk about the watermelon salad. And I thought that I haven't had watermelon in a while, actually, so that was nice to have some watermelon again. But it also had the vinaigrette and the tomatoes. The salad itself tasted fine, but the pasties were the best part. They were very good. Like, the pastry was nice and crispy, and then the meat inside was also juicy, flavorful. So I really liked that one. This was probably my favorite, so I'm going to rate it a 9 out of 10.
Probably I'll say 11.
Wait, hold on. Brother rates it above 10 out of 10. So, if you like this, you can order at the link in the description once again. And now it's time to say bye, brother.
Bye.